I think Blake Lively, at this point, is sorry that she ever started the whole thing.
Yeah, she said it looked like Blake Lively was falling for Justin Baldoni. It would only make her suffer more, or her image.
Blake Lively is under intense pressure after a shocking statement from psychiatrist Dr. Carol Lieberman. During the June 7th pretrial hearing, Lieberman shared a psychological evaluation that stunned everyone in the courtroom. This case just took a dramatic turn no one expected.
I think this psychiatrist who's interviewed here is really spot on.
In a surprising twist, Dr. Lieberman testified that Blake may have developed romantic feelings for her co-star, Justin Baldoni, while filming It Ends With Us. What began as a legal case over harassment has now taken on the feel of a behind-the-scenes drama, full of emotional confusion and blurred lines. The courtroom buzzed with reactions. This wasn't your average day in court.
This person is a psychiatrist and an author. Her name is Dr. Carol Lieberman. She works as an expert witness in court cases, meaning that when they need an expert in psychiatry, they would call her and she would analyze the situation. And she was interviewed by Sky News Australia to talk about how Blake Lively, when she dismissed her emotional distress claims against Justin Baldoni, and what her thoughts were around it.
Using her professional insight, Lieberman described moments between Blake and Justin that suggested their connection went beyond acting. According to her, the lines between Blake's role and her real emotions may have started to blur.
She said it looked like Blake Lively was falling for Justin Baldoni.
Lieberman didn't believe this was just a case of admiration between co-workers gone wrong.
And she was very uncomfortable with that possibility because, of course, she's married.
Blake, faced with unexpected feelings, reportedly panicked. It's no surprise. She's married to Ryan Reynolds, one of Hollywood's most popular and charming actors.
So at the end, she just decided to blame him for harassment rather than facing and acknowledging her own feelings.
Feeling pressure from her marriage, public image, and possibly guilt, Blake may have tried to bury her feelings. Lieberman suggested that instead of dealing with them directly, she accused Justin of harassment.
And now I'm kind of starting to believe that as well, because the way she has behaved around this, it doesn't really make any sense unless there were real feelings there.
Lieberman's testimony didn't hold back. She proposed that Blake's lawsuit might be more emotionally driven than fact-based.
Really what I think happened is that she got into her character, and I think she was starting to fall for him.
Rather than being a clear-cut case of misconduct, Lieberman suggested Blake may be using the legal system to manage her own internal struggles. This could be less about justice and more about emotional conflict.
Really what I think happened is that she got into her character tremendously, like good actors are supposed to do, and I think she was starting to fall for him.
Lieberman closely examined Blake's body language and even slow dance scenes from the movie, arguing that what we saw wasn't just acting. She claimed it pointed to something deeper, real, personal emotion.
Why would you want to punish someone so badly for just smelling your hair or for saying something that you felt was uncomfortable? Why would you go to this length to destroy someone's life?
From extended eye contact to quiet, emotional moments, Lieberman described signs that Blake was possibly dealing with feelings she couldn't face. She questioned whether the things Blake found uncomfortable were actually tied to guilt rather than actual wrongdoing by Justin.
Another thing that Dr. Lieberman pointed out here, which I also think at this point is bound to happen, is if Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively's relationship can survive this.
It got even more complex. Lieberman questioned whether the lawsuit was really about protecting Blake or protecting her marriage from difficult truths.
Also saying that she thinks Blake Lively regretted that she ever started this as well. I think so too, if she knew the consequences of this lawsuit.
Could this whole legal drama be Blake's way of convincing herself and everyone else that her marriage to Ryan Reynolds is solid?
And she didn't want the public, obviously, to see what her mental health records were.
Or is this a cry for help from someone who's overwhelmed by fame, family expectations, and complicated emotions? Whatever the truth, the courtroom was shaken. Even experienced legal watchers were stunned by the emotional twist in this case.
She wasn't really thinking logically about all these kinds of details.
Lieberman's comments left people wondering, is Blake trying to shift focus from her own feelings, or is she lashing out because she can't manage them? Either way, the story has clearly changed direction.
I was blocked by Ryan Reynolds. Yes. Predator Pool himself blocked me. I don't know when he blocked me. I don't know if it's when I exposed on X what happened with his daughter in Deadpool and that abhorrent things that they made her do. It's just disgusting.
This all leads to a bigger question. Is Blake's lawsuit an honest attempt at justice, an emotional cry for help, or a way to avoid facing her true feelings? Whatever it is, this has gone beyond a legal battle. It's now a fight over personal truth. And as for Justin Baldoni, he's handling the chaos with remarkable calm.
7 Wayfair parties are well below the ceiling of the small group exception, and Reynolds defamed all of them.
Baldoni has denied all accusations, and is fighting back. He's now suing Blake and her husband Ryan Reynolds for defamation, asking for a jaw-dropping $400 million.
Blake Lively has ruined Justin Baldoni's legacy.
Justin's legal team acted quickly. They've pulled together a massive collection of emails, behind-the-scenes videos, and other materials to defend him. And they're not going easy.
Because this is what he's going to be remembered for.
They are arguing that Justin acted professionally throughout, while Blake's accusations lack consistency. The evidence they've presented paints a very different picture from what Blake claims.
And now, things are not looking good for her. And I wonder if her husband, how much longer he's going to stay supporting her, because this has just really blown up.
Baldoni also made a public statement, calmly asking for truth and fairness. He said the accusations have taken a toll on his family and career. It was a powerful moment, and many saw it as his stand to clear his name. But while he's fighting in court, the drama is spilling into Blake's marriage, and the cracks are starting to show.
Many people were saying before that he was the mastermind behind all of this. I don't really think he was. I think he was supporting Blake, and I think they have the same ideas about a lot of things and that they wanted to take over the movie.
Ryan Reynolds isn't just watching from the sidelines. According to insiders, he's been deeply involved, possibly even controlling, when it comes to Blake's actions.
As some people have speculated before, maybe Ryan Reynolds had the feeling that there was something going on between them, or he felt that Blake Lively was attracted to Justin.
On the It Ends With Us set, Ryan was reportedly a constant presence. Sources say he watched closely whenever Blake and Justin were together, especially during scenes with emotional or physical intimacy.
As she's saying, for how much longer can Ryan Reynolds support his wife in this?
People on set said Ryan's tension was obvious. His looks, body language, and forced smiles made it clear he wasn't comfortable.
Else to mention Blake at the summit as he swerves these questions about the negative headlines.
And the tension didn't stay on set. Rumors suggest that arguments and emotional fights have become common at home between Blake and Ryan.
But let's hear his response.
No, it's like Tina Fey says, if you're feeling good about yourself, just go online.
I mean, that's true, but of course he has to position himself right away as the victim.
The man known for playing the charming Deadpool may now be living a real-life soap opera, complete with jealousy, mistrust, and constant tension.
Having a good time. Look how much fun they are having at the red carpet event, because, that's what couples who are suffering with traumatic, crippling fear and harassment do, is they go out and smile for cameras and act like there's nothing happening,
Even more curious, while Ryan seemed to monitor Blake closely behind the scenes, his public behavior told a different story.
But yeah, there's I also didn't become part. My career was an aggregate. It was very slow, so I didn't have that overnight success.
He talked openly about other topics, attended events, and cracked jokes, but when it came to Blake, he stayed quiet. At public events, the couple often looked disconnected, like they were living separate lives.
Cannot claim to be a victim of sexual misconduct on the set of a movie while she openly brags about the unscripted sexual misconduct that she partakes in when she's on the sets of movies. That's exactly what she's done.
So what's going on here? Is Ryan being protective out of love, or is his behavior adding pressure to an already tense situation? Some say he's trying to help, others believe he's making things worse. Whatever the case, this isn't looking like healthy support. It's looking more like a relationship in trouble.
I know, I can't believe you.
That's it.
Like,
No, just that. Yeah,
off camera.
Yeah,
That's so nice.
no, never.
And this isn't the first time Blake's closeness with a co-star has raised eyebrows. There have been whispers like this before, and a pattern might be emerging.
Gotta keep her grounded.
No, yeah, absolutely. I've seen her go into a rage spiral. Oh my
God. And most people's violence with her, it's just baking.
It started with Green Lantern, where she met Ryan Reynolds. They were co-stars first, then romantic partners.
Colors, and all the men are wearing like white and cream, and then you get to New York and it's a little bit more browns and moodier, and Susie really told such a story
amazing
alongside Vittorio, because it is a lot brighter and sunnier in LA.
But that relationship didn't begin without rumors. There was talk that sparks flew while she was still involved with someone else, which raised some concerns at the time.
That's what I'm saying. His wardrobe was beautiful. Corey's wardrobe was gorgeous. Those high-waisted pants.
He's so great.
I would wish men wore high-waisted pants like that still.
Then there was The Town, where Blake starred opposite Ben Affleck. Their on-screen chemistry got a lot of praise, but off-screen, their closeness got people talking, too. While nothing was confirmed, the rumors stuck around.
I feel kind of sick to my stomach, actually.
Later, she worked with Taylor Kitsch in Savages. The chemistry was obvious on camera, and off-camera they seemed especially close. People speculated, and the gossip started up again. At this point, some say it's no longer coincidence. Blake seems to have a history of strong emotional ties with her male co-stars.
Everything. So this is the reason why she didn't think the scene was recorded, or she didn't think that it was on, like they were catching the audio, and they have it, okay?
It's not just about whether Blake feels something for her co-stars, it's how often it seems to happen. And now, with Justin Baldoni, this pattern continues. Whether it's intentional, unconscious, or just part of how she works, people can't stop watching.
What's going on here? What does he say? Why is he suing them?
As for the lawsuit, the stakes are incredibly high. If Blake's claims don't hold up, her reputation and career could take a major hit. In Hollywood, courtroom scandals don't get brushed off easily, and this one is being watched by the whole